Guys, we're going over to California, and this thought popped into my head. What is the point of going through all the trouble of setting up a system to sell and tax marijuana in the state if no one's going to be there to regulate it? California, right, legalized cannabis back in 2016, okay? But there was a specific provision in that law that said that cannabis was going to be regulated and they were going to make sure that it was safe and tested for pesticides. Well, here we are in 2024, and California has a pesticide problem. So, a recent independent investigation found that over half of the products that were pulled off of California shelves tested positive for pesticides in levels exceeding safety thresholds and positive for chemicals that are linked to cancer, liver failure, thyroid disease, and a whole host of other complications. So, when these independent tests are coming back positive after a state lab okays the product, in the largest regulated market in the world, I mean, confidence has clearly been shaken, to say the least, in the state's regulatory board, the Department of Cannabis Control, where nobody's any longer sure of who's playing by the rules and who isn't here. And in that ensuing chaos of trying to figure out who is at fault for all this, it is pitting the industry against each other. It's retailers versus manufacturers versus testing labs. Man, people are suing the labs for giving them doctored numbers. Manufacturers are calling out growers for putting illegal chemicals on their plant. And retailers are pointing to manufacturers saying, you guys contaminated the product. And everybody's mad at the DCC, the Department of Cannabis Control, for letting this go on for years and snowball into the problem in what it is become today. So I'm asking myself, you might be asking yourself, why are we looking at this problem today? So honestly, guys, the cannabis industry in California is struggling. Sales have been falling for years. Cannabis brands have gone down. The number of brands out there have gone down 70% since legalization in the state, and the illicit market has been incredibly difficult to eradicate and is doing a great job of keeping over half of the state's sales firmly in the black market. They've even had to cancel the 420 celebration this year in San Francisco, the home of 420, because of a lack of support from the cannabis industry. So guys, in this struggling market, experts are saying that the push for profitability is just getting cutthroat in the state. And industry politics are making it more profitable to defend the reputation of a private company than at the expense of public health here. So when there are, it makes it very easy for the state, for people in the state to falsify lab reports, to solicit cheap illegal cannabis, and to use pesticides to save their crop. It's all corners businesses can cut to help their bottom line. But honestly, in the end, it's the customers that wind up paying the price, right? So complaining about bad actors for years. For years. It's been a known fact that labs have been falsifying information since 2018. But because the DCC has no means of independently verifying these tests, they've been doing the bare minimum to rein in bad actors in the market, dishonest reporting. And a lot of people are saying the tests these labs are using are wildly inaccurate. And after refusing to update their policies, and the DCC has been letting these wounds fester. And honestly, I'm looking around at it, it looks like the damage has been done. California has spent $5 billion this last year on legal marijuana in the state, making it the largest pot economy in the world. But the DCC only submitted 4 voluntary recalls last year, only one of which was for pesticides. In that same year, Washington, the neighboring state with a third of California's population, did 65 product recalls, all for pesticides alone. So either this pesticide problem came absolutely out of nowhere, or the DCC, the Department of Cannabis Control, has been criminally negligent for some time now. Leslie Engelking, a CEO for a nonprofit and focused on developing cannabis regulation, said, quote, "It is statistically doesn't make sense to have that few recalls in California. It sounds like no one is monitoring the industry." And that sounds honest. So the scary thing about this for me is that most of the illegal cannabis in the US has traditionally been supplied by California farms. So if legal regulated cannabis in California is testing positive for pesticides, How much more so contaminated must black market marijuana be in the other half of the United States, where recreational cannabis is still illegal and is still being supplied by California? So patients in the black market, they have no say in where they're sourcing their cannabis from, and they never know without independently testing what chemicals are on the cannabis they're putting in their body. So no matter what market you're in, guys, medical, recreational, or illegal, try to be careful out there and be aware of what you're putting in your body, what you're smoking.